Hi, thanks for joining me. So today we're doing a really low-tech video here on my tablet. The reason for that is that my wireless adapter just died on my computer randomly last night for no particular reason, and I had to order a new one, so it's going to be a couple of days for that to come in. But I wanted to make this now because I'm thinking about my Japanese study and the N2 test that I just took, and I wanted to just talk to you guys about that a little bit, and I also would like to ask for a little bit of advice. So let's get started. For starters, the N2 test. I live about 2.5 to 3 hours or so from Boston, and of course, it was a huge fiasco. Like, it shouldn't be that big a deal. I used to live in Boston for a little while, for about a year, and, I know my way around a little bit. I was never really, I mean, I don't live there anymore, and I only lived there for a year, so like, it wasn't my favorite place to live. But I used to hang out around Cambridge a lot, but even that, I mean, you've got like Harvard and then MIT, and I've been to MIT. I went to MIT to a conference like a handful of years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, something like that. I got there and back myself, no trouble. But over the years, my MO has been to drive down to a T station, actually on the line that I used to live on, and just hop on the T, take that into town, and then go to wherever it is I need to go in Boston, because parking is super expensive, driving in the city is really just annoying, and it makes my life 100% easier. So of course, this time that totally blew up in my face. So my dad and I went down. He was giving me a ride, and we get to the station at Riverside, and it's like, I mean, I don't know when the last time is I parked there. Maybe three, four, maybe it was 5 years ago when I went to that conference. It's been a few years anyway. I mean, I took my N3 test probably 4 or 5 years ago. So sometime around in there, between then and now, they switched all the parking over to be paid for with a mobile app. Now that shouldn't be a problem because I have this tablet right here, but I don't have service on it right now, like through the cell network. I could. It's like I can pay as I go, like with the SIM card that I have in it right now. But I just, I was like, I don't care. Like I was thinking maybe I should. I just didn't. I didn't have service on it, so we couldn't pay for it. It was stupid. Like I went around. There's like nobody there. You have to pay with a mobile app. So we had to drive into town. Ask like exactly where MIT campus is. We managed to find a place to park, which kudos to my dad. And same with like kind of getting back out of the city and stuff like that. Like I mean, it's fine. Like, but basically, my way of getting around Boston is just driving around and getting super lost until I find where I'm going. So like, I'm like one of those Boy Scout kind of people. Like, I like to be prepared, and when I'm not prepared, then I kind of have to wing it, and I don't like that. And normally it ends up being like a lot more work for me. Like my dad, I guess, I don't know, he likes winging it, and he managed to get us in and out of the city way better than I would have. So it wasn't that bad, but it pretty much everything that could have gone wrong about actually getting there went wrong. We had to ask a bunch of people like how to get to the building, and when we got there, we had to walk like I don't know what 2, 3 miles. I don't know, maybe it was that long, but it felt like it was at least like I don't know, mile and a half or something. We had to walk way down, and we got where we were going. But of course, like the T station like dropped us off like the Kendall MIT station like right next to the building that the test was in. So I mean, if we'd been able to take the T, we would have been right there. It was something. But anyway, so I took the test and it was fine. I don't think I did well on it. There's a significant chance that I failed it, and that's not entirely surprising to me, although I tend to be a little hard on myself. I mean, when I took the N3, I was basically 100% sure I failed. I was like, there is no way that I just passed that test. And then I got the results back, and it was like, I did pretty good, and I definitely passed. So, some of that maybe is just like my own internal whatever. But with this one, I feel like maybe like a third of the test, I was like, that's not so bad. I feel like I'm doing fine. And then maybe like another third of the test where I'm sort of like, you know, maybe I'm doing okay, maybe I'm not. And then there was probably like a third of the test where I'm like, I'm randomly filling in circles because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what that gets me. I guess my assumption is that I didn't pass N2. I hadn't studied enough vocab, I know. Um, and in terms of my own personal study goals, I think I basically reached them. I just when I set my study goals, I didn't realize that I was kind of behind enough in my vocab that I had a lot of catching up to do. So yeah, so I mean, I guess in conclusion, I'm glad I took the test. It has gotten me studying again, and the best thing is I think it's like a great trial run for N1. So that's really what I wanted to talk about is moving forward, what am I going to do? So I'm still using renshu.org, and I really like that site at this point. I am going to go back because what I did when I started studying for N2 is I went back and I made sure that I like re-studied all of the kanji that I sort of should know for like N's 5 through 2, N's 5 through 3, and then I studied all the N2 ones. So I was actually really good in terms of my like kanji just has sort of like base kanji, and that's not actually even super useful for the tests. But what it's nice with is it's nice with the vocab because I really want to have been introduced to the kanji so that when I study the vocab, I'm studying the vocab with the kanji and I kind of know like what the basis of those kanji are. So I like that. And so my plan is, just to study the extra 1,000 kanji that I need to know for N1. So that's fine. But with vocab, I'm realizing I should do the same thing that I did with the kanji and go back and restudy all of the vocab from N5, N4, N3 and finish up the N2 kanji vocab that I haven't necessarily studied. So that I know that that foundation is really solid. And, there's going to be a handful of words in there that I know really well. Well, sorry, most of those words I'm going to know really well, but there's going to be a handful of words in there that I don't know really well, maybe even I don't know at all, and it'll be good review. Like I think that's good. I'm going to have a whole year. I don't want to waste the time, but so that's my plan moving ahead. But the test also pointed out something that I think I knew from N3, but I had taken N3 so many years ago that I'd forgotten. And that is there's a lot of reading on the test. And what I mean by that is like you're reading sections, paragraphs, you're reading, I don't know what you call it, little essays and stuff. And that's fine, but you want to be able to read fast, and that's fine too. I can read relatively quickly when I put my mind to it, but you probably want to be able to like I wanted to be a little more familiar with reading passages than I am. And and that basically, I mean, I grabbed a couple things here. I mean, so for me, like when I think about Japanese, I want to be able to read White Album too. I want to be able to read Dunamis 15. Like this is my Japanese, but that's because I'm like an anime and video game nerd. So this isn't a video game nerd test. It's a standard Japanese test. So because of that, what I kind of need is I need to be able to read normal stuff. I guess you know what I'm saying, like the kinds of things that are going to use like all the vocab and stuff that you will find on these tests. Now I have like some of these books like this, and honestly I didn't use this book at all, and I want to say like this book is just not really my style, and also I don't even know that it's really a good a good prep for the test, you know, in general. I mean, you have stuff like this. You know, these are some of the kind of things. But I mean, even this doesn't even really. This is a lot of, so that's like a dialogue between, like, I don't know, a man and a woman. But you also have stuff like, yeah, here we go. So stuff like this. You know, it's Japanese text, and that's fine. You know, maybe I just get to, like, I just look through this and I get the N11 and I can read all the passages in that, and that's good enough. But what I want to know is, what would you guys recommend for stuff, for sort of like, you know, I don't know what, like Japanese newspapers or magazines or articles or books or whatever. Like, what would you guys recommend for me, you know, and for, you know, for you, that you found that's just been interesting and like good stuff to read in preparation for N1, you know, N1 or even N2. But I already took N2 and I'm just going to study for N1 and I'm going to take that. What do you guys recommend? That's all. I talked way too long for just asking you guys what things you'd recommend for. Jesus Christ. Here, look, I'm playing a video game. I can't really see. Oh, here we go. So this is my, I don't know, you probably can't even see it very well. So I set up for testing out game systems again and stuff like that, and I took out some of my stuff. Anyway, I have like 3 PCFXs, but that's because 2 of them don't work, and I got them when I was getting my complete PCFX collection with games. I just wanted the games they came with, but I still have the systems. None of them, they're all supposed to be having trouble with their lasers and stuff. But anyway, this one's hanging in there, and I'm playing Last Imperial Prince. I've got the box here somewhere, Last Imperial. Prince, somebody that I follow on Twitter just tried playing this recently, and she just dropped it. She didn't really like it, you know, which, I don't know. Maybe because of that, I was sort of like, well, I don't know, is it all that bad? I've tried playing it before, and it seemed pretty cool. And I looked it up on GameFAQs. There's actually like a FAQ for it. Like a walkthrough, a guide. So I was like, well, man, if there's a guide, I mean, I don't know. Let me try it out. So I've been playing it for like a couple hours again, and like it's cool. It's fun. I like it. So I'll probably, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll see if I can capture some footage for this and maybe make a video review or something like that. At the very least, I've been posting reviews for PCFX games to GameFAQs recently, so yeah, maybe I'll do something with those. I don't know. But yeah, so that's fun. Something fun that's happening. But I just wanted to share this with you guys, and yeah, let me know what you guys recommend reading for N1. If you have any recommendations, that's all. Thank you for watching, and yeah, whatever. See you next time.